Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you ever heard of turbo debt?
No, what is that? Something to get me into debt faster?
No, turbo debt is not to get you in debt faster. It's to help you get out of debt. Do you have over $10,000 in credit card, personal loans, medical, or payday loans?
Of course I have debt. That's the American way.
Au contraire, mon frere. Turbo debt will give you the option to break the debt cycle and start putting money in your pocket.
That's awesome.
Over 70% of Americans die with credit card debt. Do not let this happen to you. Turbo debt will give you an option to break the debt cycle and start putting money in your pocket.
That's awesome.
If you have over $10,000 in credit card debt and personal loans, medical or payday loans, they can help. Go to turbodebt.com/TechTime. Again, that's turbodebt.com/TechTime, all capitalized, for a free consultation today. TurboDebt is a proud sponsor of this week's episode of TechTime Radio.
Broadcasting across the nation, from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology, while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts, as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology News of the Week, the show for the everyday person, talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology news. Each week our show covers the weekly top technology subjects without any political agenda. We verify the facts, and we do it with a sense of humor in less than 60 minutes. And of course, with a little whiskey on the side. We are live streaming during our show today on 5 of the most popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch.tv, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We encourage you to visit us online at techtimeradio.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/techtimeradio. I'm Nathan Mumm, your host, a technologist with 30 years experience in technology, working for Fortune 500 companies across the country. My co-host here, Mike Corday, is an award-winning author, originally from the Arizona area. Thank goodness he moved here. Mike's a human behavior expert living in the Seattle area with a master's degree in forensic psychology. Mike's here to help me from geeking out while providing insight into human behavior and how it interacts with technology. He says he's not a technologist, but as we talked about pre-show here, he's absolutely a technologist. Much more than
I didn't say I wasn't a technologist.
Yes,
I
you were
just
saying.
said that I'm not as I don't favor it as much.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we are friends from different backgrounds, but we bring the best show technology, the best technology show possible each week for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. Welcome, everyone. Let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
All right. Today on Tech Time with Nathan Mumm.
I'm getting to be more of a technologist just by being on this show.
But you were a technologist before that. You have Xbox, you got Steam accounts, you got PC games. Okay. All right. Today on Tech Time, we're going to be talking about TikTok opens Dublin data center to ease the Chinese spying fears. We're going to be talking a little bit about that. TikTok's doing something that nobody else has done. They're going to actually, in our story, we're going to learn about that. I'm kind of a TikTok hero, right? I kind of like TikTok compared to some of the other social media apps. So it's going to come from a little bit.
TikTok hero?
Well, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to see what TikTok is doing that no other data center has done year to date. All right. And then
Did the Jukebox Hero song go off in your head when you said that?
Jukebox Hero.
TikTok hero.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Now, should we be scared or excited about AI technology? One film director is warning the world about AI. And we have a hands-on review of Nintendo Live 2023 from one of the many weekend geek events that I attended. And also, how did Amazon end up to be our fail of the week? We're going to be talking about that. And, of course, backed by popular demand, our letter segment is here. So we're going to be talking about emails that are sent to me throughout the week that are phishing email attacks. Pretty interesting. We got some pretty in-depth ones.
Well, that's because you actually engage them.
I do, and I click on them. I have screenshots and printouts.
You're not supposed to do.
Yeah, that's correct. So I got some interesting
Don't do what
stories.
Nathan does.
That's right.
Nathan is do what I say, not what I do.
There you go. We have, of course, our standard features, including Mike's mesmerizing moment. Are you going to mesmerize us, Mike?
I have no idea.
All right, technology fail of the
Don't
week.
shake your head.
And a possible Nathan Nugget. And as always, we have our pick of the day whiskey tasting. During the commercials, we're going to see if our whiskey pick gets 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up by the end of the show. So sit back, raise a glass, and welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Now it's time for the latest headline in the world of technology.
Here are our top technology stories of the week.
All right. TikTok opens a Dublin data center to ease Chinese spying fears. Let's go now to our CAN reporter for more details on this subject.
Popular video sharing app TikTok opened its first European data center in Ireland with a price tag of $500 million. There's been intense pressure on TikTok's Chinese parent company over national security risks. The data center in Ireland will store all of Europe's user data, creating hundreds of new jobs. It will also enable faster loading time on the app. Ireland is one of Europe's biggest data hubs, hosting operations for major technology companies.
All right, so a bunch to talk about. So they're set up their first European data center, right? So this is to alleviate the fears from everybody saying that China has the data.
Okay,
right?
that's because China owns TikTok.
Well, no, because
Right?
the owners of ByteDance owners originated in China, and so that is the parent company that owns TikTok. So
ByteDance is a Chinese firm.
is a Chinese firm. It's a company that was established in China. Just
And
as if
ByteDance owns TikTok.
that is correct. Okay, but let's see what they're actually doing. So essentially what they've done is they've taken all of their data out of Beijing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The video sharing giant is allowing all European security companies access to audit cybersecurity and data protection controls. So they're dumping the data in the project, which is called Project Clover, which just finished. They're also running a parallel project that's happening in Texas as we go right now, too. They're supposed to have similar measures in the U.S. that will be available in the next year. So they're allowing data center information and cybersecurity and privacy ground experts to come on in to verify that the data is being stored locally, specifically in the UK, because that's what part of the UK government, European Parliament Commission for the EU Council, to have data within the European Union stay there. And they're keeping the data. Now, no one else, Microsoft doesn't do this, Facebook doesn't do this, nobody else has a data center that collects the information and allows people to store and look independently at scrutiny of the data that they have there.
All right, so they're building a specific center in Ireland.
Yep.
So that all the UK's information goes into that data center.
That is correct, yes.
And China has no claim on it.
That's correct. And they're having people that will come on in and take a look at it and be able to say, hey, yes, this data is secure. It's not moving out to China. This is the users and what they're clicking on. Nobody else does that to date, but they've decided to do that. So in my opinion, TikTok is more transparent than any U.S. company to date on having the ability. I mean, I'd love for Facebook to do this, right? Open a data center, let people come on in and verify that you're not selling that to the United States government or you're not selling it to other individuals itself, but that you're using that just to help ByteDance. Now, it does help their company, so the data they collect helps ByteDance and their company.
They don't they sell your information too? Well, just like every other
They sell your information, but they're not giving it. The biggest concern about this everybody has is that the Chinese government is going to get the data and they're going to be able to have that readily available.
I feel like you were like tap dancing when you read this article.
Well, I was very happy. Because this is a big deal.
You've been defending TikTok this whole time.
Yeah, and I'd love to get Nick Espinoza on, and we're going to talk to him.
We're going to talk to him
in a couple of weeks. Yeah, so we're going to talk to him and say, hey, why is it that Facebook, all these other companies don't do it, but TikTok did? Now, I'm sure Nick will be like, well,
Nick will tell you all kinds of reasons why this is a bad idea.
But I don't know. I think that's really cool. That's kind of a huge deal for technology to have transparency in the data you're collecting.
Okay.
Right?
All right. It sounds good.
Okay.
All right. But again, this is like everything else. Is this really just lip service?
Well, this is really actual action to do this, though.
No, I mean, yeah, they've got this data center and they're poking it out there in Dublin.
Correct.
But really, is this like because they're just so nice, or they're
No, it's
just
because of all
succumbing to pressure?
It's because of all the pressure that everybody said they're going to have it. So they said, screw it. You know what we're going to do? We're going to make it available for everybody. So then you can't complain and say that we're doing this, which I think to be
okay. Well,
I think that's
see.
pretty newsworthy, and I was pretty excited when I saw that. Yes,
I'm sure it makes people feel good.
It
But,
should.
You know, like the airport security, that's what really just does. It makes people feel good. It really isn't all that accurate.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I'll tell you about security because we went to Disney there, and
I know.
you keep on going. And now the security at some of those places are good. And then I was just at this PAX event, the huge geek event. We're going to hopefully talk about it later in today's show. But we went through security there, and nothing went off. And I had watches and other stuff, and I'm like, oh boy, this is just to make me feel good. But okay, your story's up next. Take it to us.
Well, talking about lip service and all this other stuff, James Cameron. You know who James Cameron is, right?
I've heard of him. I think he's the...
Who is he?
James Cameron.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Titanic?
Yes,
Okay,
that guy.
Actually, James Cameron did...
he did Avatar. And
did he do
the new
Aliens?
Avatar movie,
He did Terminator.
I don't know
Was
if he
it
did
James
Terminator.
Cameron?
I think he did Alien. He's the guy behind Aliens and
Yeah.
Titanic and the Avatar series.
Yeah, okay.
Headline is he's more scared than excited about AI technology, which I think is why I got the story.
Okay.
He is actively warning about deepfake because of this, you know, and we've talked about this several times about the problems with humans and deepfake. So
Do you want the full nerdy version of
deepfake? You want to
deepfake?
geek out on you've been trying to geek out on deepfake for the last 10 minutes. Why don't you go? What is a deepfake?
Okay, a deepfake
What
is
is a deepfake,
there's two things. There's an
Nathan?
algorithm that produces fake content. There's a generator and a discriminator. The generator goes and takes a look at the image itself, makes all possible suggestions, and then what it does is it takes and eliminates the spots that they would have questionable on there. So deepfakes end up normally not being as detailed orientated as a picture because they take things that they can't translate or understand to make the image or what they're trying to do look like the person they're at. So if you look at a deepfake video versus a real video,
You're a deepfake.
What's that?
You're a deepfake.
Well, no. The difference is the actual normally clarity, where you can see the blemishes on a regular picture, and the deep fakes normally clear those out because they don't know how to distinguish those yet.
Okay. Well, I'm sure everybody did not understand that.
Okay, sorry. Okay, keep on going.
That's not our audience.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, the Avatar director has admitted that he's a little bit more scared than excited about it.
Okay.
He said they use small AI tools in developing Avatar to speed up their workflow and increase the accuracy of their facial pipeline in taking the actor's performance and translating into computer-generated imagery. However, he warned that we can't be trusting what we're seeing due to the deepfakes and the like.
Okay.
Deepfake AI is a technology that produces credible audio, video, and image frauds. The phrase combines deep learning and fake, covering both the technology and the phony information that results from it. Deepfakes frequently alter existing source material by switching out one individual for another by using what?
The AI technology of the generator and
generators and discriminators.
Yep.
Right? Okay. Additionally, they produce wholly unique content in which individuals are depicted doing or saying things that they did not do or say. Deepfake's capacity to disseminate misleading information that looks to come from reliable sources poses the biggest threat. And that is not partially, it relies on the human being's perception of what we think is reality.
Okay.
See, the problem is your brain has no idea what's real. And we have this idea that things like memory and perception are very concrete, and they're not. They're very fluid. And that's the problem with this. According to Cameron, it's more difficult to trust our sources due to technology. It'll be harder as we go along because the looks are compelling and they're only going to be getting better. Thus, it might be more challenging to determine the sources in the future unless one is physically present. If you've ever been in high school philosophy or literature, you probably run into Socrates' allegory of the cave.
Okay. I must have
or
skipped
Plato's allegory of the
I
cave.
must have skipped those classes in high school.
Well, he likened this sort of as being part of the allegory of the cave, is that we've come to not know what is real and what is not real because we're we are more present virtually than we are physically a lot of the time. So we're seeing this, and it's good that he's acknowledging this, I think.
He's like on a big kick for this. I mean, he's going on press releases.
As we talked about this before, we've talked about this many times before. You know, I don't really have a problem with them using it in entertainment venues, like when they
Lord of
did
the Rings.
Rogue One.
Okay.
Right, when they had
Princess Leia?
young Princess Leia.
Yep.
Right. There's still the uncanny valley where you can still kind of see, okay, there's something not right about this. But in terms of this having this sort of overlay where I can watch this movie and see how it connects to the other movies in a very nostalgic way.
Yeah.
To me, that makes sense.
Okay.
But when you have these guys that can come on and like there was this one where I think they had Obama talking about stuff that he never said.
Yep. Yep.
And when we view these things through these screens, we have a propensity for thinking that they're real more often than not because our perception is skewed. That's the biggest problem with AI, and you've heard me go off on this so many times.
Well, Cameron's now scared about he was the executive producer for Terminator and Terminator 2. So
you just looked at it.
I fact checked that to make sure that was the case.
Okay,
so he's essentially saying he doesn't like AI. He helped us. He's helping us now.
I think he's on.
Save the oceans.
I think he's on the line that I'm on. He's like, okay, I can see where this can be really cool, but this is also really scary. Because it is cool that we can do this, but it's actually very scary when you really deep dive into how this stuff is made and what's going on with it.
That's why you always got to verify your information, and the information that you see online.
You can't always.
Should always take it with a grain of salt at first until you can verify that it's either correct or not correct.
The internet.
That's right. All right, story number 3. X, of course, formerly Twitter, is now collecting
I don't think we need to say
biometric and employment data. Let's go to Bloomberg for more on this story.
X, formerly known as Twitter, is going to collect my biometric data?
First of all, this is only applicable to premium users, those that pay the subscription. What they're going to offer you the chance to do is submit a government-issued ID with a selfie, a picture. That will be used for 2-stage verification, but it is from the government-issued ID where the biometric data will be extracted from, along with, the selfie, a scan of that image for matching purposes. And their argument is basically, look, this authenticates you as a real human being, and one of the benefits that this will have, X tells me, is that it's going to really push back and fight against impersonation. All I'm saying is X are telling me they want to clamp down on that.
Oh, man. No way.
All right.
Slick.
So just to be clear, this is all in retaliation of what everybody was doing when they paid for that subscription service and were able to be checkmarked?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. X is now saying, hey, we're going to take your information insteir of us using it for free. You're going to pay me to use it.
Well, I look at that and I think about streamers who their whole identity is hidden.
Yeah.
How is,
All right, so here's what it is. So it's only to collect the biometrical data of users with a photograph and their face for those that are premium X subscribers. So you're going to have to pay for the subscription service first. Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to know, so if I'm worried about another Nathan Mumm out there imitating me, what's the best select to that?
Yeah, this
person? So essentially, I can take tell me, what are you feeling here?
This is the antithesis of what I just talked about, this deepfake thing.
Yeah.
So you're going to take a picture of your ID card.
Yep.
With a picture of you next to your ID card.
Yep.
Which is something that anybody who has a picture of your ID card can already do. It means nothing.
Well,
it's fake.
Well, so what they're saying is that it's going to verify photo identification, so you make sure you're talking to the real Nathan Mumm.
Uh-huh.
That's right. Yeah, okay. Now, also what they're going to do is it's also going to be used to help collect unemployment and employment information regarding yourself. So it will be able to be used to potentially help you find a job. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
because they're going to be coming out with very soon. X is coming out with a brand new way to compete against LinkedIn with a brand new services for job hunting.
This is just incredibly.
Now, the new policy comes in force on the 29th of September, so you have a little bit of time. It states that they wish to collect personal information such as employment history, education history, employment preferences, skills, ability, job search activity, and engagement, and so on, to help recommend potential jobs for you to share with other potential employers while you apply for a job, to be able to make sure that you find the right potential candidates and that you're who you are.
In the meantime, I'm going to pay X to use that information to target ads about my lack of education or my ability to get a job or whatever it is that they're trying to sell me down the line. I am now going to pay X
for marketing and ad revenue, so you can have that information. Absolutely.
So not only are they going to sell my information to other people, but I'm going to pay them to sell my information to other people.
Yeah, well, according to X, the collection of biometric data, a term which covers data relating to a person's physical attributes, such as facial scans or fingerprints, is only for the premium users and only those that want to opt in for this. We're not taking the biometrical data and using it for anything other than ensuring you're the person you are. Now, TikTok already collects biometric data in the United States, so essentially everybody's collecting the biometric identifiers and information, and Mr. Musk says that he's trying to turn X into the everything app, and he wants it to be the one-shop stop for everything online, and he wants it
Maybe
to be
he
like
should stop doing all this really bad
Rolodex
stuff with it then.
So first of all, your personal Rolodex. When people say that, people don't even know what a Rolodex is. A Rolodex is something that you used to have on your desk back.
I have a Rolodex. Shut up.
So do I. Essentially, you rolled it. You put alphabetically people's names, numbers, information in there.
You physically write down people. See, we need to go back to that stuff.
Well, X is going to be the digital version of a Rolodex, according to Elon.
And you're going to pay Elon to
I'm going to pay him monthly, and then I'm going to put my photo up there right next to me.
Thank you.
And he's going to take that data. Then he's going to sell it to another advertiser.
Sell it to everybody else.
So they can find out what I'm interested in.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's wickedly slick.
Well,
Way to go, Elon. You are a slick MFer.
Wow. Okay. Well, that ends our top technology stories of the week. Moving on, we have our fan favorite segment, letters. So buckle up, tech enthusiasts, as we head high gear into the final frontier. You're listening to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. See you after the commercial break. Hello, listeners. We're excited here at TechTime Radio, aren't we, Mike?
Oh, no.
We have an announcement to make. We are so excited to be a part of the new launch of iTalk Radio Live, the internet 24/7 streaming service. You will still be able to listen to us live here at Kixie 880 and KKNW and all of our affiliate stations, but you'll be able to listen to us at 8 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday now. We look forward to this new opportunity to provide you TechTime Radio every weekday. And again, you can always catch us online at techtimeradio.com. All right, welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Tech Time is a weekly hour technology show that talks about current technology in a simple format without having to geek out. Brought to you by myself, Nathan Mumm, and Mike Day. We just had our first whiskey tasting during the break. Now let me tell you about what we are sipping on our pick of the day during the show today. We have chosen Curveballs Original Barbecue Whiskey, 68 proof, $22.99 from Curveballs website. We can't get enough barbecue. If pit masters don't sell out, we'd be eating morning, noon, and night. And to satisfy our appetite, we've put the barbecue behind the bar in a savory, sweet, smoky, heated mess meat of the American whiskey.
That's a good one. Right?
How is that Curveball? Drink Curveball is a responsibility for those that are barbecue
This is exactly
experts.
This is exactly what would happen if I walked into the park and decided, hey, I'm going to go lick that fire pit.
This is bottled in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Pewaukee is the name of the actual town. Pewaukee. So it's kind of Pew, isn't it?
Yeah, we're getting closer to
It's 68 proof, which isn't really even a real whiskey area. What is the minimum proof that you need to be?
80.
80 proof is the minimum you need to be. So this is a flavored whiskey, $22.99.
I can't wait to hear what Marc is going to say about this.
So what's your first taste of this?
I just told you what my first
It's pew.
It's walking into a park and licking the
grill of
the grill and the park.
This is like literally if I wanted to take a shot of just like some type of barbecue sauce.
Is like taking barbecue sauce,
and
pouring water in it,
and then just taking a shot
and
of it.
dirt.
Yeah, this is wow. I have now look at the title on it. It says "Throw It Back."
See, they already know.
They already know what we're gonna do.
Already know.
Okay, well that was our first whiskey tasting complete.
You can't even speak.
This is
correctly
probably this may be the worst whiskey we've had at least this year.
This is not this. Okay, this doesn't.
What?
Canadian Mist holds no candle to this. Okay?
Correct.
That's still the worst whiskey ever, and but this is not good.
This is not good. This may be the worst this year, though.
This is the worst today.
This literally tastes like you're licking a grill. That's dirty. Yeah, it's exactly like that.
It tastes like rust.
It does. Wow. Okay. Well, with our first whiskey tasting completed, now let's move on.
Can't wait to find out how it ages while breathing over here.
All right, our featured segment. Today, we bring back the funny yet informative reading of emails that we received during the week. This includes spam, phishing emails, and all-out mistruths disguised as legitimate emails in one of our fan-favorite segments called Letters.
Letters, we get letters. We get back and back of letters. Oh, letters, we get letters. And the letters all have songs.
All right, Mike, why don't you start us out with the letters here?
Should we start with the warning?
We can do whichever one. I mean, I got all the pictures there. I mean, there's some great information that I printed on out. But
we'll just start with this one.
Okay.
To Nathan Mumm at Hotmail.
You gonna speak into your mic though, bud? There you go. I couldn't hear you. There you go.
Shut up.
Okay.
From Apple ID.
Okay.
Which is not even spelled correctly.
It's not spelled. Apple ID is pretty APPLE ID.
They're actually using AP Wingding PL Wingding E ID.
Okay. All right. That sounds legit.
And then the actual email is a bunch of letters and numbers at working.artnestle.com.
Okay.
That is your first clue.
That is probably not a legitimate email.
Legit.
So if you look at the email address, it looks like it says Apple. It's supposed to say
Apple ID,
but it's not spelled right.
Your account will be temporarily locked, and hold all your subscription Tuesday, 5 September 2023. So that's today. There's your second clue.
Okay.
The grammar's off a little bit.
It's a little bit off. That's correct.
Let's see.
Now, it came with an attachment in the email.
Came with the PDF. Did you click on the PDF?
I did, and I printed out that PDF to you.
Okay, because that's a bad idea. Don't do what Nathan does.
Don't click on the PDFs, because that will get you, unless you have a machine secured specifically to look at these emails, that will get your machine.
Nathan has his little...
I got a machine that I format probably once a month.
Experimental machine.
It's got an image, and it just loads it, and then it gets rid of it.
For your safety, your Apple ID has been locked because some information appears to be missing or invalid, and it's against our policy terms of service to give fake identity in your Apple account.
Okay. So it's a cut and paste, and Google Translate didn't do very well. Comma. Okay.
Therefore, we need to re-verify your account data. If you did not verify your account within 48 hours, your account will be permanently locked.
Permanently?
Not temporary.
Uh-oh.
Not temporary locked.
It'll be locked.
It's going to be permanently locked.
Okay. And so in that document, that there was PDF in the email, had another link that I could click on.
So you click on that.
I clicked on that link.
And it says, sorry, if you are the owner of this website, please contact your hosting provider.
So
is this a 404 or a 504?
Yeah, it's a 440. It's an error that the website actually doesn't exist anymore. So essentially, they send me
that you have reached this page because the IP address has changed. There has been a server misconfiguration. The site may have been moved. So they spoofed you a site, and the site doesn't exist.
And it just came in today. So I immediately clicked on this. So at least if you're going to be sending a spam email to definitely collect my information and login accounts, you'd probably want to verify that your server that you're collecting the information from is operational, because I couldn't have clicked on this quicker than getting it, and it still didn't work.
At least we can just verify that if you did click on this because you're not paying attention, which is how they get you most of the time, you just got saved by the scammers actually saved you by not paying their website bill.
Not configuring it correctly. That's correct. Well, I got a real good one here.
All right.
I got one from Geek Squad. Now, it's supposed to be Geek Squad, but take a look at that. It's G-E-E.
G Squad.
G Squad. So maybe it's an imitation.
F-Y.
It's the Fox
what does that
version.
Mean, F-Y. Is that the same thing as F-U?
Well, F-Y. So it's Geek Squad F-Y.
F-Y.
Yeah. Okay.
F.
But its real email is Robert Curtis 7291424 @gmail.com. So he just goes by Geek Squad FY, even though his name's Robert Curtis. Okay,
I think you should write him back. Hey, Robert.
Invoice number WLDAMK comes with an attachment, a PDF. Dear Nathan Mumm, thank you very much for your business. Please review the details of this product and file free, not feel free. File free to contact us if you questions. So you just got to be a little bit better on the grammar if you're going to try to actually get me to click on it. Now, I clicked on this, the PDF that came in here, and I have enjoy unlimited computer support, and this is from Geek Squad. So somehow, I guess if I click on this, I go to Geek Squad. It's my help desk number here.
Is it a real Geek Squad thing, or
is it a clone? It is. It is a real Geek Squad paper that you would find. It comes with the help desk number that actually gets you to Geek Squad. All right? So if you actually called up the number, Geek Squad would answer it, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I got this information here. What they're hoping that you don't do is you don't click on the number that's available there, but you click on the bottom number that says if you have any questions or need additional information, contact us at 1-850-634-0510. And when you call that number, you get into a call queue in India with 1,000 of people in the background talking all over you, and they just really want to help you out, and they can take care of you by making sure that your credit card was not charged incorrectly by you telling them your credit card numbers, your expiration date, and your security code date of the credit card.
This is for my point. This is why it's frustrating, because this is we talk about how bad these grammar things are, but the average person doesn't even notice them.
Correct.
It's called situational blindness. We just don't notice it. We're just glancing at stuff. So we're not going to miss a K. If we see Geek Squad, well, our mind's going to put that K in there for us. So that's the problem with how this works, is that our brain's going to input certain details.
Well, if you do call, and any time you call a service, Microsoft doesn't call you. None of these services call you. They're not proactive to help you. So anytime someone calls you and asks you for your credit card, they want your confirmation number, anything to that extent, just get off the phone, call your bank, pick up the phone and call your bank, and make sure that it's legitimate. Don't
just
have
give
that
them bogus
conversation.
Numbers and
that's what I do, because when I do these for testing,
I keep them online.
I do, and I make fun of them, and I kind of toy with them.
When they ask for passwords, I tell them it's ID 10,
and then I'll change something. So, all right, go to your next one here. Now, you're looking for a job. If you're looking for a job,
right? Yeah,
yeah, and this comes in here.
Wouldn't you like to get something that says, "Hey, Amazon, come please work for us"?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So this is the subject. Please come work for us, and it's a splash page of Amazon. Amazon is looking to hire everywhere immediately. This is not something that is not exactly false.
Correct.
No prior experience required. That is not exactly false. Positions in the warehouse. This is usually delivery, warehouse, and management are all entry-level stuff. And Amazon does a lot of stuff that is non-traditional.
On how they recruit their
hiring process,
employees.
Right?
Yep.
View open Amazon positions now to apply to the ones that interest you. And there's the button.
It looks like a recruiting service email.
It looks like a recruiting service email.
Okay.
The first thing, though, is always check what? The return address or the from address.
Okay.
This one is info equals resourcesforamericans.com at mgresourcesforamericans.com on behalf of Jason Williams, info at resourcesforamericans.com. So that
resourcesforamerican.com is a
legit.
recruiting system.
That seems legit.
It does. And it is the name of a company that actually is used for recruiting for Amazon.
Okay, so you clicked on the button.
I clicked on the link.
Start your career today. Start a career. Discover the right fit. Amazon Flex Jobs. In what zip code? Applicants needed. Pay and job availability vary.
Okay, so it asks you next to put in your zip code.
Yep.
So you put in your zip code, and then it has logic that comes on back and says, hey, guess what? You're in the local area, and welcome. So if you're going through this looks really inviting if you're looking for a job, as job hunters out there do. You're getting really excited about this. Then all of a sudden it goes to the next page where it asks you for your name and your information.
Yep, your name and email.
Stuff that you would normally do, right?
Okay, so how is this not legit?
Okay.
This is pretty legit looking.
Okay, it is very legit looking.
How is this not legit?
So after I put in my name and information, it says that it would like me to better facilitate my job application at Amazon, that I can type in my credentials for Amazon login so they can link the account and have all of my information come regarding my job at the Amazon account itself.
Okay.
So now really looks good. It has all the information. They've spent some time actually doing this phishing attempt itself.
Is it possible that this is actually a legitimate company that's just stupid?
Well, so I thought that. So at first I thought, well, this was a recruiting company. And second, I thought, well, maybe this is something to do with Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they ask you for your Amazon credentials is probably the only warning sign that you're going to get before you give away your Amazon credentials. So instead of me logging into an Amazon, so I would figure if I'm going to do that, I'd log into Amazon's webpage. They'd probably have some app that would come on up and say, is this trusted between here and there? And I click OK.
Yeah.
But what happens is when you go to the Amazon and you type your username and password into the thing, it says, we are having a problem right now accessing your Amazon account.
That's because you provided them with false information.
Okay. No. I tested this to see if it was legit. And it says, so we're going to send you to our temporary login page at this time so that we can get your account connected at a later time and not to have you delay in your job searching ability. So totally prying on the job searching ability. I'm looking for a job type of deal. Their webpage completely different, and they want you to type in your username and password and hit enter, and then they're going to connect it on their back end for you.
Yep.
So
right.
Very legitimate looking.
That's very subtle. It does take advantage of somebody's desperation and looking for work.
Yep, there you go. Well, that ends our segment letters. Up next, we have This Week in Technology.
Oh, man, I was hoping to get to that one.
Well, we ran out of time. We got so much more to cover. So we have This Week in Technology. It'd be a great time to enjoy a little whiskey on the side. I don't know if this is enjoyable whiskey or not, this curveball, but we're going to have our second
you sure
sip.
gave me a lot.
All right, you're listening to TechTime Radio. We'll see you after this commercial break.
This is Marc.
And Greg.
For Copiers Northwest.
With a terrific offer.
Called Printer Care Plus.
It's simple. Buy HP printer cartridges from Copiers Northwest and we'll service your current printers for free.
That sounds too good to be true.
It's made possible due to our HP Copiers Northwest relationship.
Copiers Northwest is an HP Platinum partner.
One of only 2 in the entire Northwest.
And now with Printer Care Plus,
Copiers Northwest will provide free printer service.
As long as they purchase genuine HP cartridges from Copiers Northwest.
That's right. IT departments no longer have to service printers.
Or fix paper jams with Printer Care Plus.
They can focus on more strategic initiatives.
And let our experienced technicians keep their HP printers up and running.
Sounds like a love-love relationship for IT departments.
Don't get too carried away. So how do they get more details on Printer Care Plus?
Call Copiers Northwest today, 206-282-1200, or visit copiersnw.com.
Copiers Northwest. New ideas, new solutions.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right, we're going back to September 3rd, 1995. The world's largest garage sale hunt goes online as eBay is founded.
How about that?
The online auction site eBay was launched by AuctionWeb in pure Omadar. The first item sold was a broken laser pointer. It wasn't actually intended to sell, but the rest of the test site was up and operational. Surprisingly, the item sold for $14.83. Omadar contacted the buyer to make sure he knew that he was purchasing a laser pointer that was broken, to which was replied with is, I'm a collector of broken laser pointers. That's what it's
Okay.
All right. From that, the first $14.83 was inserted into the eBay company, which is now worth more than a few $billion. Have you ever used eBay? I love eBay.
Yeah.
During the holiday times?
I played with it when it first came out, and I sometimes, if I need something that I can't find on Amazon or something, I'll go on eBay.
Have you ever needed to find floppy disks?
Yeah, no, I'm not like you. I don't
3 1/4 floppy disks.
I'm not like you.
So if you ever wanted to do that on eBay,
is that where I'd find your eBay floppy disk
right.
debacle?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's a debacle, but there's over 7.
Have you sold any of those pallets?
2. No, not pallets, but I sold
you
2
bought
boxes.
an entire pallet.
I know. So I have 700 different boxes.
Yeah, if you want, if you want 3, no, it's
3 1/2, 5 1/4, 3 1/2.
Oh, 3 1/2. Yeah, that's right.
3 1/2
The small ones.
Double density discs, because you need to write your information on. All you got to do is go to eBay, and they're in mint.
They're in mint condition.
That's right.
Yeah, you should get some.
All right, buy in the bundles.
I still have some of those. Well, actually, no, I don't have any more since I moved. But I used to have a whole big box of.
Well, if you need more, I know where you can find some.
And
well, that was this week in
and
technology. Have you
5
ever
1/4
wanted to watch some TechTime history with over 2 years of video podcasts and blog information? You can visit techtimeradio.com to watch our older shows or join the TechTimers Facebook room to talk with us live. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we have Marc's Mumble whiskey review. I'm just
Can't wait for that.
to see what that is.
I can pretty much predict what Marc is going to say.
And our technology fail of the week. We'll see you after the break.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. StoriCoffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at StoriCoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at StoriCoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
The segment we've been waiting all week for. Marc's Whiskey Mumble.
Oh, no.
What's that?
Well, you know what today is?
What is today? I have no idea. With Marc
I
comes
don't
up with
know.
this stuff.
He comes up with this stuff. I think this should be called something else, but apparently it's called Another Look Unlimited Day.
What does that mean?
This is the best opportunity to go through your belongings and take another look, literally. The perfect time to clean out your closet, rake through your clutter, and see what is fit to reuse, gift, donate, or what's that popular ladies
Got junk?
She's always talking about this type of stuff, getting rid of your stuff. I can't remember her name. Oh, she
Marie Kondo.
Kondo. It should be called Kondo Day.
Oh, Kondo Day. Okay, there you go.
Instead of Another Look Unlimited Day. That's dumb.
Okay, well, you know what?
You're talking about the woman that says, like, if it sparks you joy,
yeah,
keep it. And then is that the lady that puts them in piles on your yard?
Yeah, you have to take everything out.
Oh,
yeah, this
she ain't coming over to my house. Let me tell you that.
It should be called Kondo Day instead of Another Look Unlimited Day.
Okay. Well, what does Marc think about this whiskey?
This segment will be short, quote unquote. There is nothing interesting to talk about with this flavored whiskey. They say Curveball is the best enjoyed from the freezer as a cold shot. That makes sense. Freezing whiskey kills all flavor, and shooting it helps minimize the time it's spent in your mouth. With Marc out, this is the type of crap Nathan brings in to taste.
Is that what he put on there?
That's exactly. I'm reading this word for word.
Oh, my word.
If you like low-quality whiskey mixed with artificial barbecue flavoring and coloring, this is for you and Nathan. If not, and you have this in your closet at home, please clean this out with the other trash.
Okay. Yeah, I you know what?
I'm going to applaud that particular.
Yeah, but that's not really a critique of anything. I mean, we all know this is clearly horrible whiskey
Well,
right now,
you
right?
know, I don't know if you need to say that it tastes like water that dripped out of a radiator sitting out at the dump.
Because the radiator still has that antifreeze taste, right? So that's probably a little bit better.
I don't know
this.
that I would know that because I don't routinely go around and suck on radiators.
Oh, okay,
so.
well, neither do I. Okay, all right. Well, you know what, Mark? Thanks for that mumble.
Yeah, let's move on from this because
let's talk about great pairings. Whiskey and technology is normally a great pairing, right?
What are we gonna do?
Just like Mario and Luigi,
no.
the Super Mario Brothers, right, Mike?
Yeah.
We're going to be talking a little bit about Nintendo Live and the Nathan Nugget, so I'm just prepping you right now with a little bit of Mario.
Let's talk about Nintendo.
All right, here we go. All right.
It's a meme audio.
Let's get ready for our Technology Fail of the Week, brought to you by Elite Executive Services, technology experts to help you out of a technology fail.
We are out of time. Congratulations. You're a failure.
Oh. I failed, did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Did Nintendo fail this week?
No. This week's technology fail comes to us from the technology company Amazon.
Not Amazon.
Yeah.
After we had that whole big thing with letters and Amazon and awesomeness.
Well, guess what? Amazon is not paying its rent.
No.
Uh-oh. You know what? We're all over Elon Musk about it, so we might as well make sure we're over Amazon. Amazon is reportedly getting into legal fights with landlords over rent.
Jeff, you got to pay your rent, man.
The latest example is on Long Island, just outside of New York City. In April 2022, Amazon signed a lease with Salisbury for a storefront in the East Meadow. Salisbury and Amazon were scheduled to appear in New York State Supreme Court on September 22nd. The developer is suing Amazon for this past spring for over $37 million, including unpaid rent on the property. Amazon claims that it has no obligation to pay any rent for the proposed store idea.
How do you contract for a property and then not pay rent for it?
Well, they signed this, so I am 100% sure in the article I read, Salisbury has their signature on it, but since they decided not to move in because we're going to talk a little bit more about they're struggling with their Amazon stores, I guess Amazon just figures that they're not going to have to pay for rent. So I guess when you get so big, or you think you're so big, I guess rent just becomes an optional thing.
Again,
huh?
there's a very big difference in perception of somebody like Jeff Bezos and somebody like Nathan Mumm.
Yeah, so Nathan Mumm, I don't pay my rent, I'd be kicked out on the street.
Yeah.
I'd have the cops coming on in there.
If I didn't pay my rent, I would have a whole lot of really cool ways of dodging the notes.
The notes? Okay, all right. Well, in New Jersey, another landlord is suing Amazon, and this time for $10 million after it invested in a property for an Amazon Fresh store. Amazon also faces lawsuits from landlords in Philadelphia and Seattle.
Oh, look.
Amazon has also tried to get out of leases for Fresh stores in other parts of the country. In May, for instance, Amazon listed 6 properties to sublease in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area available to use their storefronts. Amazon opened its Fresh store in 2020 right here in the Seattle area and has about 44 stores 3 years later up and running. But Amazon this summer laid off hundreds of Amazon Fresh store workers. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy said in his annual letter to shareholders this year that the company still sees potential in grocery, though he added, "We must find a mass grocery format that we believe is worth expanding broadly."
Okay, I don't know. I just feel like somebody needs to just sit these guys down, Elon and Jeff, and be like, look, you guys can't have everything. It's just not going to work.
So if you decide to make a lease and decide that you're going to have to be in property.
If you're going to agree to pay for a lease, you should probably pay for the lease. And, if you're going to have people pay for you to sell their information, maybe you just need to be upfront about that.
Yeah, you'd think that would be the case. Well, now we're going to head out to our last commercial break here. When we return, we still have Mike's mesmerizing moment.
You got to choke down the rest of this week.
That's right. And if possible, Nathan Nugget. We're going to get to it, absolutely. So sit back, raise your glass. You're listening to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm.
How to See a Man About a Dog. It combines darkly comic short stories, powerful poems, and pulp fiction prose to create a heartbreaking and hilarious journey readers will not soon forget. Read How to See a Man About a Dog, collected writings, for free with Kindle Unlimited. Ebook available on Kindle, print copies available on Amazon The Bookpository, and more.
This is Mike's mesmerizing moment, presented by StoriCoffee. Visit StoriCoffee.com StoriCoffee.com. I just got my new order of StoriCoffee, some of the best coffee in the world.
And it is way better than this stuff.
And it's way better than our whiskey?
Oh, yeah, we should have had that today instead of this.
Okay, well, Mike, here's my question.
I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to give it, though.
Okay,
I'm going to leave that as a
surprise. Regarding large private companies having our personal data profiles, how much do you think is too much data, looking back at that X article?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
it's your mesmerizing moment.
I really kind of think that having the data that we send in, I understand the need for some of it, right?
Okay.
So if you're on Facebook, obviously Facebook makes us money by targeting ads directly to you, and they use that by using your data, meaning they track what you're looking at, what
you click on,
what you're clicking on,
what groups you're in.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Whether they should be able to sell it, I don't know.
Okay.
Me personally, there's a lot that I'm pretty nonchalant about, and one of them is that I know that when I'm getting on these sites, I'm revealing personal data. But it's kind of like when I go to the grocery store.
Yeah,
they're tracking your information.
Yeah, you type in your special key card on your
key card. Everybody's tracking your.
Got a club.
Yeah, you're tracking. Everybody's tracking you somewhere.
Okay.
And
so, how much data is too much?
I don't know. That's not a question. I think that's a personal question.
Okay, so for you,
if it's too much, don't. There's no way that I'm going to engage in this premium. I'm going to pay you to use my data to send me job leads, which is BS.
Okay.
I know that's BS. That's too much information.
Okay.
For me. That's too much information. But it's really up to whoever it is. I think most people should be more aware of it than they are. I think that's the problem with most of these companies, is that the general population is either not aware, it's not enough of a problem for them that
they do anything
it creates awareness.
Okay.
So.
All right, let's go to our Nathan Nugget next.
This is your Nugget of the Week.
Rushing me through that. So
well, no, that's what you got. All right, so Nintendo Live 2023. You're going to want to hear this, too, because we haven't even talked about this. This weekend was the geek of all events. We had PAX West.
I'm still trying to get the taste out of my mouth.
Okay, for the whiskey. And Nintendo decided to host an in-person fan event, and it was amazing. So I just want to talk about this. It was called Nintendo Live 2023. The event had been previously held in Japan. It took place in Seattle this week, and it was the first ever in the United States. It served as a large convention that allowed Nintendo enthusiasts to play popular Switch titles, take photos with Mario, Princess, Luigi, all these characters that were fully decorated, enjoyed live entertainment, included in-game tournaments, and it also had a number of Nintendo-themed activities scattered across the venues. Tons of free giveaways, including Nintendo Mario-themed hats. I got one of those.
Yeah, do you think this is kind of like we're sorry for, being kind of jerks earlier in the year?
And this has been a record-breaking year for Nintendo. Do you realize that it opened Super Nintendo World in Hollywood Studios Universal, followed up with the Super Mario Brothers movie, and then
which wasn't that bad. Actually.
No, it was the second highest grossing animated film of all time at $1.3 billion. The launch of Legend of Zelda, Tears of Kingdom, which is 18 million units sold already. So the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is like the hot video game. And now the entertainment-based activities are trying to give away to continue to introduce more people, not just players, to Nintendo's intellectual property. There's a new Princess Peach game in the works. Nintendo Switch is just around the corner. And essentially, Nintendo is becoming the Switch 2 is becoming an intellectual property. It's becoming like its own world itself, not just for gamers, but as a part of...
It is their own world. They have their own niche.
Okay.
Right? I mean, when I want stuff to do that isn't like based on this huge competitive thing, I go to Nintendo.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, let's do our pick of the day here.
I don't think we need to.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
All right, Mike, thumbs up or thumbs down on the
I can pretty definitively say that if you want to drink something that tastes like licking a rusty grill, then thumbs up. But I'm going to give it a thumbs down.
I am giving this the Curveball Original Barbecue 68 proof. Thumbs down. It is the worst whiskey of the year so far.
It's kind of horrid.
$22.99. I do not get back. You know what? I don't know what to do with that. Well, I'll encourage you. We'll talk a little bit offline about the Nintendo World. It was the best event I've been at in probably 10 years. They had freebies. It was exciting.
It feels like they're making up for the controversy earlier.
They may have. All right. Now, we appreciate our radio listening audience. We'll see you guys next week. Remember, the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.